The Hisense U6H is a great television, but how does it compare to the newer U6K? These TVs have the exact same remote control, both of these TVs have the exact same software, and both of these TVs have a gaming mode so you can go in and customize everything you need. But the question still remains, should you get the U6H or spend more money and get the U6K? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you guys some picture tests so you can determine which one's going to be the best one for you and your family. The first thing let's take a look at is watching movies, and both TVs have the same brightness up to 600 nits using HDR content. But looking at these two scenes, the biggest thing I can notice that the mini LED U6K delivers so much better contrast thanks to it having more local dimming zones and the mini LED technology. Now I didn't have to give this much consideration because after watching some content, I'm going to give this to the U6K. Now watching everyday television is very important, so I want to show you guys this comparison, and as you can see the U6K is far more superior in the contrast level and the color accuracy compared to the U6H. Now last year I think the U6H was a fantastic television, and if you own one and you're happy with it, definitely keep it. But you can definitely tell when I went to CES back in January that Hisense says they're going to be the king of mini LED. And they wasn't joking. Now take a look at the contrast. I think they're both are pretty equal overall, but you can just see that the mini LED and the U6K has more of a natural look to it. And here's a uniformity test. Both TVs look really good, except in the corner of the U6H, you can just see a little bit of vignetting, but not much at all. Now this is the telltale. It's basically showing 8-bit information versus 10-bit. And you can see that the U6K definitely has a lot more color capabilities than the U6H. And that might be a reason why it looks so much better overall. Now when I did the motion test, I think the U6H actually looks much better, and it's mainly because of the processor that they used in that TV from last year. You see, last year Hisense used a more powerful processor in the U6H than they used on the newer model, but because of the different technologies in the screen, they're able to get a much better performance, and we don't have to spend thousands of dollars to get a TV like that. For example, the U6H used the MediaTek 9950 processor. This chipset processed at 1.8 gigahertz and had a memory up to 96-bit. And a lot of companies use the same chipset in their 8K model televisions, but switching over to U6K, it went down to a 1.5 gigahertz processor, and it also lost the option to use the new ATSC 3.0 tuner. And I'm not mad at them because I'd rather have a screen that matches up with the processor versus having a faster processor and not having a screen that can keep up with it. Now gaming on these TVs generally feel like the same experience. I mean, everything was responsive, but you can't help but notice again that details that you get out of that U6K, that contrast ratio, those vivid colors. And to be honest, I can barely tell any difference in the motion when playing gaming, even though that my test results showed that the U6H does a better job.
Green light, go, go, go. Car on the right, clear on the right.
So the gaming was fun, but here's some different content that you guys can check out. Is HDR versus SDR. And again, both TVs have the exact same brightness, but when you look at the U6K, you can see just a lot more details that you can't get in. And again, this is mini LED versus direct LEDs. So I don't really see any bleeding come around the edges or anything like that. And again, this is a comparison so you can make the right decision for yourself. Now besides the little tweaks in the design, everything else on these TVs are exactly the same. Again, same remote control. They both run off the Google software and the exact same version of software. They both have 4 HDMI 2.0s, and both of these TVs have a gaming zone so you can do some adjustments. Now, I have already made a full video on both televisions, so you guys can go check that out if you want to know even more detail. This video was all about showing you guys the comparison in the picture quality. I'm Tech Steve. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.